The White House is defending the U.S.-backed peace plan for Ukraine, saying that the proposal is good for both Russia and Ukraine, despite concerns that it mirrors several of Moscow's long-standing demands.
The President supports this plan. It's a good plan for both Russia and Ukraine, and we believe that it should be acceptable to both sides, and we're working very hard to get it done.
The proposal was drafted by Trump's Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And according to U.S. officials, it was made after consultations with both Ukrainian and Russian representatives. According to a draft obtained by Axios, Ukraine will have to give up the eastern Donbas region and recognize Crimea, Luhansk, and Donetsk as parts of Russia. The plan limits Ukraine's armed forces to 600,000 personnel and bars it from joining NATO, while making it eligible for an EU membership. And furthermore, NATO troops will be prohibited from being stationed in the country. Instead, European fighter jets will be based in neighboring Poland to provide air cover. Additionally, Ukraine will agree to be a non-nuclear state, withdraw from the part of Donetsk Oblast that it controls, and hold elections in 100 days. The southern region of Kherson and Zaporizhia will be frozen along the current front line, and the Zaporizhia nuclear plant will come under the supervision of International Atomic Energy Agency, with electricity split equally between Russia and Ukraine. Russia, on the other hand, will see sanctions lifted, regain entry into the G8, and establish long-term economic cooperation with the United States in sectors including energy, mining, artificial intelligence. The proposal also states that Russia will not prevent Ukraine from using the Dnieper River for commercial activities, and agreements will be reached on the free transport of grain across the Black Sea. According to the draft, Russia will have to agree to a legally binding non-aggression pledge and face a decisive coordinated military response if it violates the ceasefire or re-enters Ukraine. On the other hand, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has insisted that the agreement must protect Ukrainian sovereignty and dignity. Zelensky is expecting to discuss the proposal directly with Donald Trump in the coming days. Zelensky met with a Pentagon delegation led by U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll, who delivered the draft plan in writing. Now, Ukraine's government says it is willing to work with Washington on adjustments, but stresses that red lines remain, especially regarding territorial recognition.
Community and watching the horrors and tragedies. The United States Army.
And WION's correspondent Susan Tenani shared more details on this on the phone line. Listen to this.
Karoline Leavitt, White House press secretary, announced that the U.S. engaged both Russia and Ukraine equally for more than a month in crafting a proposed peace deal. Key U.S. figures, including Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Marco Rubio, held negotiations with intermediaries from both sides. The draft envisioned by the U.S. has been delivered to Ukraine, which says will review it with an eye towards ending the conflict in a, quote, worthy way. Meanwhile, Leavitt warned that President Trump is, quote, increasingly frustrated with both parties' reluctance to commit.